Fictional weapons, okay? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I put out a community post a few days ago just purely asking the question, okay, to my 98% male audience. What weapon in fiction did you look at in a movie, a TV show, a comic book, and think to yourself, man, I would really, really like to use that? A man of culture would say a lightsaber. A man who knows his pop culture media, a man who has indulged in mutts over the years, would say the Omnitrix from Ben 10 because that is overpowered. However, some of these would just admittedly look cool on a wall that I would probably never be able to use, like the Guts Greatsword, the Dragon Slayer. However, there's many, many more that I didn't even think about until asking this question. That is what we're going to be talking about today. I am purely ranking these on how much I would want to have them. That is as simple as it is. I'll talk about how useful I think they are as either a weapon or whatever, but I just want to let you know that's the criteria, and I understand this is meant to be pretty subjective. This is the channel for the boys. We talk about historical figures, dictators, aura, and video games. It is for the boys. This is your channel. I am merely the host. That is the catchphrase of this channel, and that gives me the ability to talk about the things that I like to talk about, because it's what we want to talk about. If you love this channel, if you want to keep supporting it, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. We are about to get the 50,000 subscribers, which is crazy, by the way. I never thought we were going to be able to get to it this early. What I mean by this early, brother, we started this channel in April. I would have been happy. Like, my original goal for the channel was to get to 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're probably going to make it past 50,000. And when we get to 50K, I'll make a little special, and then I'll talk about the future of this channel, because I got some stuff planned based off the support you guys have given. I got a lot to talk about. But in this video, we're talking about fictional weapons. And with all that out of the way, let's get into the fictional weapon tier list. The lightsaber. We're coming in hot, okay? I think the lightsaber is probably the most iconic weapon in the entirety of pop culture. No, seriously, name one. Name a weapon that is more iconic than the lightsaber, okay? And let me tell you something right now. I actually got a sponsor for this video. Yes, no joke, no joke. I was able to secure for the channel a lightsaber sponsorship from Damiansaber. I'm actually going to roll the promo really quick so we can get back to talking about this, because I'm a huge fan of this one. Roll the clip. Yes, you heard me right. I did get a sponsorship for this video, and it's nothing boring like Raid Shadow Legends or Manscaped. There's no flack being thrown here. But it's a lightsaber from Damiansaber. I'm going to be completely honest with you, okay? I was just happy to receive a lightsaber, and then I started using it, and I'm not even kidding you. I am a 22-year-old man. I was using this in my backyard, and I probably looked like a child again. It's been a very long time since I have had childlike wonder and joy. Look how tired I look. And I'm going to be real with you. I really, really like this thing. I have had almost zero problems with this. The workmanship of it is almost perfect. When you get the package, if you do decide that to order one of these, you're going to get 5% off with the link in the description. Promo code capital BLK2024 for 5% off for the Black Friday holiday season. And if you have a significant other, yourself, a little brother, a big brother, a grandpa that watched the original trilogy like myself, they're really going to like this. This is made a 1-to-1 model to the original Luke Skywalker lightsaber used in Episode 6. And I love this thing, okay? You have the full LED spectrum to choose any color that you would like. Don't worry, we're going to be going through some of the colors, and I am going to try to use this in this pretty tight quarters filming room that I use, but trust me, it's going to be cool regardless. I just want to admire the workmanship of this, okay? It amazes me how, as a 22-year-old man, how much I love this thing. Like, you have the little belt buckle that he never really used in the trilogy. You have this little clip that you can put, again, on your belt line. Everything, all, like, the controls of it are so well hidden behind this one little panel right here that you just click and you can control it. I actually want to see what it looks like. This is with the lights on. This is unoptimal bad lighting. Okay, I'm sorry. Tell me this is not cool. For this month alone, you can get 5% off of a Damiansaber using the link down below, promo code capital BLK2024. Promo code is going to be right here, and for the rest of the time, I am going to be actually showing off why I ranked the weapon the way that I did when I did the tier list. Okay, number one, I have no clue how this is going to look. I'm going to turn this softbox off in the darkest room in my house. Okay, pretty dark, okay? Let's see how this looks. Please look cool. Yeah, no, it looks cool. You see, one thing I realized about the lightsaber until I actually started wielding it is it's not actually a slashing weapon like how it's used in the films. It's actually a thrusting weapon, which would mean Count Dooku had the most accurate style for using a lightsaber. Bro's just trying to stab you. The reason that I'm going to say this is because I understand the real lightsaber, you're not going to have to deal with mass in the blade, and I probably already brought this up. And it probably is weightless. But when you're dealing with an actual blade that doesn't have any edge, instead has a point at the top of it, you're actually going to do better by thrusting it. Yes, you can hit some wider stuff like this, but it's way better as a stabbing weapon. So yes, that's your little PSA on why lightsabers, fight me in the comment section, are actually a way better thrusting weapon. As you can see, I am a huge nerd. Okay, and then now to talk about the lightsabers really quick, and to build off what I said in me trying to wield Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. The lightsaber is actually more of a broadsword. I didn't realize that until actually wielding it, but the problem with having a broadsword, and of course, I know there's going to be a Star Wars nerd that's going to come in and be like, well, actually, the blades are attracted to each other, so it would be very unlikely that the lightsaber would be able to glide down the blade and then cut the handguard. If I'm holding Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, I understand this was made with just some parts that were made available from, like, Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber and a few of the parts that he had of Obi-Wan Kenobi's. That's why it's kind of like a hodgepodge, and I love this thing so much because of how faithful it is to the original design, so I can actually talk about it. For any complaint that I have on the design of the lightsaber, it's a complaint on the lightsaber in the movie. This is super faithful. Number one, I don't like that there's no guard for my hand here. If I'm going to be using a broadsword, I need something to guard my hands. I know somebody's going to say, oh, what about Kylo Ren's lightsaber? No, I want something that has like a V blades on it, because I can use that to catch the blade of a lightsaber, and then I can do it into a duel. Because, yes, I'm not kidding. Count Dooku has the most accurate way of wielding a lightsaber. And you want to know why that's true? Because he used to do it. Yes, the actor for Count Dooku, who is one of the baddest men I've ever heard of, he's going on the historical aura thing whenever I talk about it again. He went up to George Lucas and told him that, oh yeah, that's not how you would actually wield a lightsaber. And he was like, how so? Says the same thing. A lightsaber would actually be more effective being used as a rapier or a thrusting weapon because it doesn't have any blades on the side of it. And I understand it doesn't really matter because you are dealing with basically a string of plasma that can cut through anything with just seared heat alone. But he argued if it was a curved blade, it would be better be used as a slashing weapon. If it is a straight blade, and as long as the blade is, it's better used as a puncturing weapon. So you would actually use this as more of a stab, riposte, stab, counter, stab. That is the most effective way to use it. And bro, Count Dooku was absolutely slaying people, dude. I remember watching Clone Wars as a kid, and whenever Count Dooku was on screen, I was like, yo! This guy was destroying foos, okay? And if you remember correctly, Count Dooku had a curved lightsaber, and the reason that he did is he wanted a lightsaber that would contour to his forearm because it would be easier for him to wield it instead of it constantly hitting his forearm. Brother, this is really a channel for the boys. We're geeking about lightsaber design. So, actually, if I had to get myself my own custom lightsaber after having the privilege of using a Damiansaber, again, promo code is capital BLK2024 to get your 5% Black Friday deal. Anything that you buy does help support the channel. However, I was going to get one of these anyways, so I'm not like that. I mean, dude, it's a 1-to-1 recreation of the Luke Skywalker lightsaber. I'm going to be real with you, not to toot my own horn. This is one of the coolest sponsorships I ever could have imagined. But what was I going to? If I was going to make my own lightsaber, I would actually make a curved lightsaber that would contour to my forearm. That way, it would be easier to thrust, repost. Like, maybe I'm just being a nerd here. But that's what I would like from a lightsaber. Now, one thing that the lightsaber has going for it that obviously you wouldn't be able to recreate is the fact that the blade is almost weightless. I know there's some, like, talk, like, in the lore, technically it's not weightless, but let's be real, it was meant to be. And if you're gonna wield it, like we're doing in the prequel trilogy, sorry with the sound effects, yeah, that blade's gonna have to be weightless. So, talking from personal experience trying to wield this as a lightsaber, it is actually surprisingly difficult when you're working with a blade that has weight on the tip of it. That's when you're dealing with weapon balance. But if you're dealing with a lightsaber that has a weightless blade, oh my gosh, you're going to be so quick. To give you an idea, like the Jedi actually have to use the Force to predict where the blade is going in order to wield it at that high level. So where am I going with this? Oh, the lightsaber, is it overpowered? No. However, if I had to pick a weapon on here to own, there's only one other weapon on here that I think goes above it. Actually, yeah. This is actually really tough. I'm going to put the lightsaber in A tier, and I'll try to decide by the end of the video whether I put it in an S tier in terms of how much I want it. I think that's valid until we get there. The Omnitrix from Ben 10. If you are a cultured brother, okay, and if I gave you the access to the entirety of pop culture, and you only got to choose one weapon, okay? The Omnitrix is one of the better choices. Let me explain. The Omnitrix is a Watts that allows you to turn into all manners of aliens. Now, if you introduced it now, say there's no aliens, then it's pretty stupid. However, in the Ben 10 universe, you could turn into any creature in the universe, which makes you pretty overpowered. Bro, Alien X alone is so overpowered, they had to introduce a plot device in order for him not to be allowed to use him, because it would break any battle that he gets into. If you have access to Alien X, this is the most overpowered weapon to ever be created, and it's not even close. Okay? Cons, you can't take it off. Okay? That's a con. You really can't take it off. It's pretty difficult. I understand when you get into the later interpretations, there are ways to do it. But in the original interpretation, you really can't do it. Oh, it also depends on what version of the Omnitrix that we're getting. Are we getting the original version which only gave you access to 10? Or did we get the fully beefed up version which allows you to turn into all the different types of creatures, plus their evolved forms? And the evolved form, I didn't realize how broken that was until I grew up. What the evolved form does is it takes the DNA of any alien and subjects them to 100,000 years of evolution in the worst place possible. So it basically juices up any form that you can. Imagine if you could turn into a human, plus a 10 million years of evolution, and you effectively get Wolverine or Deadpool. That's how broken it can get. How much do I want it, though? I'm going to put it up there. There's just something about a lightsaber that has a significantly more drip. I'm going to put the Omnitrix bottom of A, mid to bottom of A. Honestly, I just think I love lightsabers, though. That's part of my bias on this one. The Dragon Slayer Greatsword from Berserk. Now, this one's admittedly, would I be able to wield it? No. There's no way I'm going to be able to wield the Greatsword of Guts. Is that going to stop me from trying? Absolutely not. However, Guts is an absolute massive human being in the manga, so it probably wouldn't even help anyways. But it looks too damn cool. Let me tell you something, okay? I've already planned on putting this in the background and just having a lightsaber take up some of the backspace. And I'm going to slowly build up this wall over mementos I've collected over my content creator journey. That is the plan. I would love for one day to level up a studio, or a podcast studio, for whatever it's going to be called, okay? I would love to have Guts Greatsword just on a shelf in a background made by, like, the Hacksmith, where it's like an authentic greatsword. I think that would be dope. Again, I'm not going to be able to wield it, but tell me it does not look like there's just something so broy about the design of the greatsword. It is described as a slab of iron rather than a blade, and it's over six foot tall. And then the boys are going to look at that and be like, hell yeah. Like, there's just something so broy about that design that I can't deny it. However, it is going to be lower than the lightsaber and the Omnitrix. In fact, I'm actually going to make a lot of people mad. I think I'm going to put it in C tier. Honestly, I'm going to put it in C tier because it's something that I would have to use as a decoration. I might actually move it down the D tier depending on how far we go because, I just can't use it. The Green Lantern ring. Now, there's 2 levels of this. If it's the Green Lantern ring and I can't use it, then it's not that cool. If it's a Green Lantern ring that I can use, oh my gosh, this thing is going to be stupid broken. Let me just tell you something right now. I think the idea behind the Green Lantern ring is so stupidly overpowered where it's like, well, here are some rules that you can do with it, and then you find out the rules are optional based off of willpower. I can just not follow the rules, basically. I understand I'm simplifying it, but like a lot of the rules of the Green Lantern ring are actually just optional and guidelines at best. I can manifest anything. Like, that's how broken it is. Oh, I want Guts Greatsword, but I want it weightless. Done. I want a lightsaber. Done. I want the BFG 9000. Done. I want a F-16 Raptor. Done. It's all done through my willpower. And here's the thing. The only problem with that is that's a very tough metric. Like, if it's anger, then that's stupid. Now, is that stupid? I have to be angry to use it. So I can't just fool around with it. If it's a love ring, then I have to use love to use it. If it's the fear ring, I have to use fear to use it. The willpower ring, like, what do you mean? I want to will a BFG 9000 into existence to have fun with it. Like, that's the most broken one. It is. I'm going to put the Green Lantern ring. Actually, I'm going to be real. This might be an S tier. That might be an S tier. I might do another S tier. The Green Lantern ring is so stupidly broken. They don't even want to make another Green Lantern movie because it's so, like, plot device-wise, there are so many, like, things that you have to do to make this, like, effective. The Green Lantern ring is limited only in power by the imagination and willpower of the user. The Green Lantern ring has the highest ceiling of everything here. It just does. Captain America sealed. Actually, I take it back. This one's probably going to be the lowest. Because, hold up. Let me just first start off by saying, I think the MCU, the movies, I'm going to say the movies, not comics, they don't understand how Captain America shields work, at least how they explained it. So, like, number one, does it absorb kinetic energy or not? Like, genuine question. Because, okay, I'm trying not to be a party pooper here. So in the newest Captain America movie, the one where they're going to do Sam Wilson, and I like Sam Wilson as Captain America. He's not a super soldier, though. He's not tanking a hit from Thanos or the Hulk. He gets hit. This is in the trailer. They could edit this out, or they could just give him a super soldier serum, and I will have zero complaints. This can be changed. Let's say Sam Wilson doesn't have a super soldier serum, and he gets hit by the Hulk in the shield. If it absorbs kinetic energy like it should, then that shouldn't be a problem. But then here comes the other problem. How is it that Thanos is able to hit the shield and it sends Steve Rogers flying? That's not how it works. If it absorbs kinetic energy, you effectively can't be moved. It just absorbs it into the actual shield. Like, I can understand cutting it. That kind of makes sense. But you getting, like, tossed around like a ragdoll by being hit by Thanos? No, it absorbs kinetic energy. You would be an immovable object at that point. So, that's the point I don't understand. Does it absorb kinetic energy or not? Is there a way? Do I have to use, like, an adamantium or a vibranium blade to that's so stupid. Like, I'm sorry, like, honestly, that's starting to bother me now. So, does it absorb kinetic energy or not? If it absorbs kinetic energy, what that effectively means is you can suit it with any, like, force multiplier, and you'll be unmoved by it. I could hit you with a ballistic missile, and yeah, the flames might be able to get you, but the shockwave, no, it would absorb the kinetic energy from the missile. So if it does absorb kinetic energy, then you could take a hit from the Hulk. If it doesn't, like it didn't in Endgame, Sam Wilson just got turned into jelly. That's what happened. Okay, that's actually just what happened in the trailer, or he got super soldier serum. However, I can't deny how drippy this is. This is another one that would be kind of dope. However, you just wouldn't be able to use it at the same... maybe you could. Maybe you could. That's tough. I would be able to use Captain America's Shield more often than the Guts Greatsword. Actually, I'm going to move Guts Greatsword down the D tier. I'm going to move the Shield C tier. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. The Death Note. Okay. This might... Oh my goodness, this one's broken too. The biggest downfall of the Death Note, unironically, is the fact that you aren't going to go to heaven or hell. You go to a place called the Nothingness, and we don't know what that's like from the manga, and that's never been explained, so does it just fade to black when you die? If that's the case, then it is broken. So, if anybody doesn't know what the rules of the Death Note is, it's a notebook where if I write somebody's name in it, they die. I have to write their name, and I have to imagine their face. And then they die. Within 6 minutes and 40 seconds of their name being written, they will die of a heart attack. However, you can change the circumstances of how they're going to die based within reason. Like, let me give you an example. I can't go in the Death Note and say... John Jacobson is going to drown, and you're in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Then you're just going to have a heart attack. However, if you're by any body of water, and I say John Jacobson is going to drown in the closest body of water, then yeah, you're going to drown. So within reason, that can't violate like the laws of physics. That makes you overpowered. The only problem is that I have to know your exact name, and I have to know your face. And I know somebody said, oh, well, that would make it kind of useless against superheroes. Are there superheroes in the room with us, bro? I'm telling you, this is being used in, like, modern day. You can find out anybody's name very, very quickly. There's not a lot of people in secret. Like, and then people are going to be like, well, what if they find out? How are they going to find out? L's not a real person, dog. Is Batman real? No? Okay. Nobody's going to find out about the Death Note. They're just not. It's a notebook that if I write their name in it, they die. It's broken. It's the most broken one on here. The only drawback is that you don't get to go to heaven. That is it. I'm going to put this in S tier also, just based off broken it is. And how much it would be. Like, I would like it, but never to use it. I would just put it in the background and be like, is it real? Is it not? I guess we'll never know, but don't try me. That's effective. It would be like the... Yeah, no, you're overpowered. You just are. Like, the Green Lantern ring's cool too, but unless I can manifest a Death Note with the Green Lantern ring, then the Death Note is honestly probably the most overpowered. The Blades of Chaos from God of War. Here's the thing, bro. It's one of the most tough-to-use weapons ever. It's a blade on the end of a chain that has to burn itself into your forearms in order for you to be able to use it. So, pain-wise, pretty bad. However, usability is also bad. Drip, pretty up there. I think that means something. The Blades of Chaos, you wield the fires of Hades and Ares. That's just so badass. I don't know, bro. That's a tough one. I need to put something in B tier. Yeah, I actually think that's a great placement for it. It's not quite an A tier, but the drip of it alone, the lore behind it, I'm going to put it in B tier. Everything above it is just easier or more overpowered to use. It just is. Thor's Hammer. Thor's Hammer is going to go in the same tier as the Blades of Chaos, but I would actually say Mjolnir. If you're able to use it, that's another problem. If you're just not able to use it, then it's useless, and you just have a hammer that's going to be around, which is very stupid. Let's assume you're going to be able to use it. At least lift it. Then it goes... Like, dude, Steve Rogers instantly got the control lightning from using it. Okay? Jane Foster, a chick that had cancer, was able to become Thor. Thor-S, I don't know what her name is. Thor Jane Foster. Just so she could wield it. So, honestly, this is going to go up there. You can also fly. Okay? Like, Thor can't fly without it. I'm going to put Mjolnir. Controlling lightning. The only caveat is that you have to be able to pick it up. I'm going to put this top of B. Top of B. Because there's that 50-50 chance whether you're going to be able to use it or not. The BFG 9000. The BFG 9000 is one of those weapons where it's super duper cool in theory, but if you actually had it, you ain't ever going to press that fucking button. Ever. Like, to give you an idea, at least in the lore of Doom, how powerful the BFG 9000 is, they have to mount that on a turret fired in the outer space in order for not to kill anybody. The BFG 9000, okay, if you were to fire it, it would instantaneously kill you from the radiation. And not just that, it would kill you from the radiation. The kickback from it would be the equivalent of getting hit with a semi-truck, getting hit with a semi-truck, but in a super concentrated surface area right in the torso. You would die from... Whiplash alone kills you. But it would be really, really cool. It would. That, like, at the end of the day, a lot of these weapons, I didn't want to put a lot of these types of weapons on here. They had to be on there for, like, they have to add something different. And I think when we're talking about the BFG, it's different enough. Again, these are one of those where, like, could you ever really use it? No. But if you had to use it one time, it would be really, really cool. That's all I gotta say. And plus, you'd probably get a Lockheed Martin contract versus giving this to the United States. That's another one. I'm gonna put the BFG in... I mean, I literally can't wield it without dying. So I'm putting it in the same level as a Guts Greatsword, but above it in D. I think that's valid. The Moonlight Greatsword from Demon Souls, DS1, DS2, DS3, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne. It's in just about every game that they make. It's essentially a greatsword that can be infused with the power of frost, and whenever you slash it at things, if you have the intelligence check, it's like a slash of cold. That's objectively badass, and maybe this is going to be a controversial take. I think the Moonlight Greatsword actually is probably one of the drippiest swords in fiction. Like, I'm sorry, they've had like 7 times to get the design down, and we have some great designs in the making here. And based off which one you're getting determines how overpowered it could be. But each one is pretty dang overpowered, dude. The Moonlight Greatsword is gonna go up there as probably one of the better weapons in terms of blades. So I'm gonna put it above the Blades of Chaos, right next to Mjolnir. Mjolnir allows you to fly and control lightning. This allows you to use a cold blade. So I'm sorry, it goes above the Blades of Chaos because this has to burn itself into your arm for you to be able to use it. So yeah. The Raygun from Call of Duty Zombies. This one's just admittedly a fun weapon, and you can use it without dying. It is the more usable version of the BFG 9000. It's different enough than what we have in reality. If you want to give it to the US government, you're going to get a fat Lockheed Martin contract, instantly make millions, but you're going to have to lose access to it. Ammo is going to be a problem, though. I will admit, I don't even know how you would power this thing. So you have a good, I believe it's 25 shots before you run out, but I'm going to be real. I would invite all the homies over, and then we would each take a turn of shooting it, and then I would still have 1 shot left over for if anybody wanted to get it. So, yeah. I'm going to put the Raygun in... okay, the Mjolnir literally allows you to fly. I'm going to put this at the bottom of B. Bottom of B. Infinity Gauntlet. I thought no better weapon to end off this video than probably the... Is it the most overpowered? You can make a solid argument that the Omnitrix is actually more overpowered than the Infinity Gauntlet, but the Death Note might... Okay, this is like the ultimate rock, paper, scissors. The Green Lantern ring, in theory, is equal to the Death Note, but the Death Note can beat everything as long as your identity isn't known. But the Infinity Gauntlet... Okay, here's the caveat with the Infinity Gauntlet. You can't really wield it. It just looks cool and drippy. Kind of. Okay, Tony Stark was able to use all 5 of the Infinity Stones one time. So maybe there's a way that I can use one of them at a time without dying. There's a possibility here. They're also super radioactive. That's something that just gets brushed under the radar. They're like super radioactive, so you'd probably die. You'd probably die. Honestly, yeah. Is this going to go in the same realm as the BFG? No, because in theory... Okay, also, you could use these to power literally anything. These are their unlimited source of power. They are literally spawned from the Big Bang. I'm going to put the Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, just to have around, and I could tap into it if we ever did figure out how to use it based off everything there. In each of the wait a minute. Oh, hold it back. You can use this Time Stone. The Time Stone alone puts it in an A tier. Ooh, okay, nope, we're getting better here. You can use the Tesseract. The Tesseract, that was the Space Stone, and you were able to travel with it. Ooh, the Power Stone, there's a way to use it. Okay, so the Time Stone alone puts it in an A tier. You can control time. I'm going to put the Infinity Gauntlet at the bottom of S tier. You just have to use one stone at a time, and we're just going to have to figure out how to... Okay, maybe you just couldn't use them all at once. The more I think about it, the more powerful the Infinity Gauntlet becomes being used by a mortal. Maybe I'm getting lost in the sauce here. If it's the one from the comics, anybody can use it. So that's another problem. I'm going to put this at the bottom of S tier because I think that's valid based off the ceiling of it. At absolute most, you control all of reality. And there you go. That is the fictional weapons tier list. I know there's a lot that didn't make the cut, but I wanted to do ones that are different from each other and not just have, like, the Lancer from Game of Thrones and then the weapon from Doom. Like, I didn't want to turn it into that. I wanted to have weapons that were different and deserve their ranking for different reasons. But I know I pissed off a few fandoms, so let me know where you think I went wrong, what weapons, if I ever do a part 2, I have a lot of videos I gotta do, dog, so, that's a good problem to have. I used to have, like, get anxious about coming up with video ideas. Now I have too many video ideas for my own good, so, 3 days a week. I know, at bare minimum, we get 3 videos out a week. I think that's a pretty good schedule for growth, and you guys seem to like the videos. If you have a suggestion for the videos, put it in the comment section or the Discord in the link down below. Again, a shout out to the sponsor, Damiansaber. Go to the link down below to use it. The link will actually automatically give you the 5%, I do believe. If it doesn't, it'll tell you. And get yourself or a loved one a lightsaber, dog. Like, I'm sorry, I love this thing, dude. This is gonna be a forever part of the set because this is the first sponsor I ever had. It actually does mean the most to me. Thank you, Damiansaber. And thank you, guys, for watching the video. I said it at the beginning of the video. It's become the unofficial tagline for the channel. I think it's I like the tagline. This is your channel. I'm merely the host of it because at the end of the day, I'm not an expert on things. I'm a guy that likes talking about things that are interesting. That is what it is, and you guys seem to like the channel. And with all that out of the way, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. We're about to get to 50,000 subscribers, and once we get 50, I'll tell you the future of this channel, stuff that I do have planned and ideas that I'm playing with. So a lot of big announcements right around the corner, and I just wanted to end it off by saying thank you for supporting the channel, and it means the most to me. And I hope y'all have a great day. Adios, guys.